13 years this event has been held, and we're delighted to welcome you here as our guest this evening. This year's theme is a blast from the past. We hope as you attend this evening's event, you have a blast.
That our flag was still there. Oh, save us that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you so much, Rob. And at this time, I think we must all say a silent thank you and prayer to all of those who have served our nation, either in action or as a family in support. What a blessing we all. Let's move on to a parade. We are doing as our Grand Marshal, Mr. Larry Shaw. Now, Mr. Larry Shaw has served as an educator with Diller Public Schools and then with Diller Odell Public Schools for many, many years. Many of you may not know this man as Larry Shaw, but you might know him as Coach. So give our Grand Marshal a fine welcome. Appropriate. Good to have you, Larry. For those of you who enjoy Husker activities, you probably will see more of Larry Shaw because we are told that at his retirement, he will be active in supporting Nebraska Husker activities through the football program, Larry, basketball, volleyball, no volleyball, Larry. He can't get in. As special as Larry Shaw is, they won't let him in the volleyball. Thank you for 33 years of dedicated service to education. And now we're delighted to welcome the Diller Odell High School Band under the direction of Cindy Lindblad. Let's take a listen. We know that these young people lead very busy summer Many of them have been at sports camps, and lots of them have been busy getting ready for county fairs. So we thank you for coming tonight, and we want to tell you a blast from the past. We used to have to do this in wool uniforms. You get t-shirts and shorts. We had it worse than you did. Thank you guys, you sounded great. We're also delighted this evening to share with you our Diller Fire and Rescue staff. We are a proud community with 25 fine volunteers who serve our community. Jeff Nelson serves as the fire captain. Now, let's talk about a blast from the past. We look at this fine equipment and think back to the day when a fire might have been put out with a bucket, no water hose, and a friendly neighbor with a wet gunny sack. Aren't we blessed to have such volunteers in communities like Odell and Diller and Steel City and Harbine? So, for all of those volunteers who step up to the plate to keep us in rural Nebraska safe, we say thank you to each and every one of you. At the end of the commercial street, you will also see our ambulance. We are also privileged to have 9 dedicated volunteer EMT staff who serve our community and our emergency health needs, as well as that type of service that is given to other communities in the area by their volunteers. Again, the strength of rural America is built on the back of wonderful volunteers like we see represented here. Speaking of a blast from the past, driving along in our convertible, we are delighted to honor the royalty for the Diller senior citizens. This year's royalty is King Earl Bartlett and Queen Elaine Shirley, and we are delighted to have them here representing their memories of our rural area. So, congratulations to the royalty. And we are delighted to see they are escorted this evening by another community friend, Richard Myers. So it's wonderful to see all of you and delightful to honor you. Wonderful, good to have you. Next, we have Diller Community Club entry. Building our community, building for the future. The Diller Community Club is the sponsor of the Diller Picnic as well as many community events. We are delighted to have their spirit and their leadership within the community, continuing to lead the village forward along with the efforts of others. So make sure, kids, you get yourself a freezer pop. Yum! Thank you to the Diller Community Club for all that you do. All right. Next, we have our friends from the State Bank of Odell. Welcome, friends. Let's talk about a good neighbor and a good community member. We are delighted to have a branch of the State Bank of Odell located within Diller and on our main street now. And we are also delighted to be partnered with Odell as neighbors in our region, providing fine education. The State Bank of Odell is an excellent supporter of both communities. They provide fine services, and we appreciate their being here this evening to join us. So welcome and thank you. We encourage you to keep your eye on the calendar because I think in October Odell has their community days. They also have their very, very nice historical center that sponsors programs, and we encourage you to participate in those if they are of interest to you. And next we have Odell's Fire Department represented. As I said earlier, for those of us living in rural Nebraska, for those of us living in rural America, where village budgets do not allow for paid staff, the success of our communities and the safety of our communities are based on fine volunteers. And we thank the Odell Rural Friends for coming over. We're delighted to say thank you to you also for the services you provide. Speaking of some good neighbors, let's talk about another fine and fun celebration that occurs to the north of us in the early part of August. Yes, sir, I'm speaking of Wilbur Check Days. And tonight we are delighted to honor yet again another royalty. Nebraska Czechs of Wilbur have brought to us their queen, Laura Shestak. Laura, we are delighted to have you here this evening along with your royal court. We have Princess Cheyenne Heisel and Prince Lance Zamanachek. How'd I do, Lance? Did I do okay on your name? Not at all. You're very kind. At least you shook your head no with a smile. I'm not even going to try. Okay, I'm not even going to try. It would be just horrible. So we'll let it go at that. I don't do well at names. Next, we have the state queen. We are delighted to have you here with us this evening, Stephanie. And we have to say that your wheels are rather hot, hot, hot. So keep it up. We are delighted to have here this evening the 165th New York Volunteer Infantry. This weekend, they are portraying Company B of the 1st Louisiana Special Battalion, Wheat's Tigers. And you know what? Be sure you get to the reenactment tomorrow because there's a great story about their plans. I'm going to leave it at that. Next, we have our entry from St. Paul's Lutheran Church, the Holy Bible. We trust in the God's Word, past, present, and always. Pulling our float through this evening is Kendra Weir's, a beautiful entry reminding us of a firm foundation that supports many of us, our faith in a higher power and being. Thank you to St. Paul's. Next, we have our entry from Fairbury Livestock. Fairbury Livestock says howdy, and thanks to all our customers. We are a family-owned business, so we know the challenges and rewards you face. Their cattle sale is on Tuesday. Their horse sale is the 3rd Saturday of every month. And Larry says, come down to Fairbury Livestock for your livestock marketing needs. So thank you, Larry, for coming by this evening. I know all the children are delighted to see you. Thank goodness Larry got one of his tamer animals to ride tonight. Very well behaved, Larry. Very well behaved critter. Yeah. Next we have a float that represents 110 years of the Mann family. Now, that's what we said about this weekend being about memories, new and old. Clarence and Kara Mann were married in 1899 and they had 14 children and lived in rural Diller. The Mann family is celebrating 110 years. Our grandma was a man was their favorite saying. So we are delighted that you all came to celebrate with us. We hope that you not only enjoy each other's company, but the company of many. So welcome. Next, we have our entry from Diller Telephone. Remembering the past and the future, Diller Telephone is celebrating 110 years of serving our communication needs. Now, writing the quote is Ashton and Marissa Sandman, children of Steve and Julie, and great-grandchildren of William G. Sandman. Also writing the quote is Jordan and Jacob Broad, children of Janice and James Broad, and great-grandchildren of Opal Gloff Wafer, who was day operator. Under Effie Shale, and great-great-grandchildren of Anna Long. Wonderful memories. And now we have the 10th Iowa Volunteer Infantry and the 13th United States Volunteer Infantry. This weekend, they are portraying Company K, 3rd Louisiana Volunteer Infantry, the Pelican Rifles. And we had an interesting explanation of why their outfits are brown and not gray. And so I'm not telling you that answer either. You just have to go to the reenactment. We're just giving you those little tidbits. Next, we have our entry provided to you by the Diller Development Team. It is showing you what real horsepower is all about. Now, if you look at the unit pulling it through, we know what we mean by horsepower. But look at the float, and let's talk about real horsepower. Thank you very much to the Diller Development Team, who is working in Diller on development of the museum, as well as improvements to our park, and completing soon a questionnaire of community improvement projects. So, thank you to them for their lovely entry. And now we are delighted to welcome here our Shriner friends. They have come to us this evening, and we would like to and I apologize if you give us just a moment. Here we are. We have just located your information. I apologize. There are 3 Shriner Centers in Nebraska. And this evening, our Shriner guests are coming to us from Lincoln. I want to honor our Duvan, are the officers of the Sostra Center, and manage the affairs of the shrine. This year's potentate is the illustrious Sir Andrew Drew Horse. And I wanted to share this, a blast from the past, a wonderful vintage fire engine. This is under the direction of Don Dietz. It is the Blue Valley Firemen, organized in 1971. The fire truck was purchased and is maintained by its unit. And now we have in front of our stand the Harleys, Captain Bob Sides. The Harleys ride the large Harley-Davidsons, and they were organized in 1971 and compete in Central State and assist and participate in Nebraska Land Days in North Platte and in the escort of dignitaries. Now we're enjoying some blasts from the past with the Cruisin' Classics. Captain of this group is Richard Egerling. The Cruisin' Classics were formed by 13 charter members in 1992. They parade American-made 1980 and older automobiles, trucks, and motorcycles. They help the shrine by collecting aluminum cans and medals. The 2009 officers are Captain Richard Egerling, Lieutenant Robert Black, Secretary Harold Nelson, and Treasurer James Egerling. Their motto, cruising for our kids. Thanks for coming this evening. And now, a blast from the past. I am not going to tell you how old I am, but I remember things like this when I was a wee bit younger. Our little cars are brought to us this evening. Captain of this group is James Mandy. This group rides in miniature Model T vehicles. They appear in many parades each year and attract much attention. They are always ready to go. Now I'm thinking the original Model Ts never sounded quite like that, nor ever moved quite that fast. Ah, a blast from the past. Mustangs with Captain Jerry Ritchie. The Mustangs are a group of Sesosperous nobles with 1965 through 1968 classic Ford Mustang convertibles. This unit was formed in the spring of 1977, which is 6 members. It now has a membership of 27 nobles. The unit attends many parades and always appreciates the welcome response that it is given by the people along the way. They say thank you, and they are happy to be here, and we are delighted to have you. Thank you, gentlemen. Another blast from the past. The Tri-Scat, Blue Valley Tri-Scat with Captain Jim Bowers. Welcome this evening, gentlemen. This group was formed in 1968 as a 12 precision drill team unit for parades and competition. They performed in many parades in southeast Nebraska as well as northeast Kansas, as well as competing in regional competitions. Over the years, they have regularly played in or placed in the top 2 categories, and most recent in 2008, a regional competition in Oklahoma City. Now, children, do not try this at home. Unless you have tricycles, maybe then you're okay. And now we are delighted to welcome our entry from Job's Daughters. We are delighted to have you ladies here, and you are from Fairbury or Beatrice? Beatrice, we are delighted to have you here this evening. We are delighted to have the amount of royalty at our parade this evening. Our next entry is Farmers Co-op from Plymouth, Nebraska. Now, the Farmers Co-op is Plymouth, Dorchester, Diller, Odell, Hanover, and many, 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 many other communities. I send my bill to Dorchester, so I know they're in on it. It's a large co-op that represents and serves these communities very, very well. We are delighted that Mike Stevens brings an entry down to us each year. Remember, Farmers Co-op is ready to serve any of your feed and farm service needs. So, thank you, sir. Gentlemen, those are ours. Yeah, oh, good. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Welcome to Gardenside. They're coming this evening to our parade and reminds us that life is meant to be lived in a garden. Gardenside Long-Term Care provides care for 39 residents and believes life is meant to be lived in a garden. Resident dogs Flash and Tick enjoy the residents along with the birds and the plants. They are proud to be a part of Jefferson County, and we say thank you. And next, we are so happy to welcome the Hanover Hospital's entry with Dr. Warren, coming to us with his medicine man wagon. You really are a doctor, aren't you? Back in those days, you're never quite sure, you know. And we are delighted now to welcome a friend of ours from Midwest Products of Hanover, Kansas. Our friends to the south recently had two wonderful celebrations, their community picnic as well as an amazing fireworks show. A wonderful community and neighbor for us as well. We are delighted to welcome Miss Jefferson County 2008, Cassie Waldron. Welcome to you. I know that very soon you will be handing over the sash to a new Miss Jefferson County. We are delighted to welcome you. You are from the Fairbury High School, a graduate of that school and daughter of Jack and Jackie Wesh of Fairbury and Dave Waldron of Omaha. So we welcome you. Next, we are welcoming back a blast from the past and delightful friends. I say this every year. We're delighted to see Mitzi. We really are, but we're glad to see all of you too. Yes, we are. Here we are again. Mitzi is 16 now, and they are here this evening also promoting Schultes and Son Auctioneering. We're spreading. How wonderful. We have also friends from the Fairbury FFA chapter. We welcome you, a fine organization of young people, an active organization doing well at state and national competitions, and we are glad to have them here this evening. Blast from the past. It's got to include some wonderful vintage automobiles, and right now we're going to enjoy memories brought to us by the Rolling Wheels Antique Car Club. We have a 1954 Ford Skyliner, as well as a 1951 Ford. Hi, Donna. Always good to have you here. A few of these remind me of days gone by getting ready and going to church. I remember looking out the window and riding in a few of these myself, as well as enjoying those that are parked along the curb outside. Also a 1950 Mercury. Thank you, folks. The days when air conditioning meant rolling down the window. Yeah, and it wasn't even an electric window opener. Nope, Diane, it was the good old crank kind. You had to put your elbow to work. And a 1955 Plymouth. Thank you all for sharing those memories. A blast from the past. Okay, now, Diane. A blast from the past. Family vacation, family camping. What memories does this bring you? Good or bad? You decide for yourself. Oh my. We have this entry this evening brought to us by our friends from the Salty Dog. We have the Country Peddler. Now, does that mean we could buy some things? None of it's for sale. It's highly prized. Then you better put it in the garage and knock it up after the parade because we're like all picking out what we like. Well, we say thank you to the Salty Dog and our friends in Steel City who have their annual bike show in June, flea market in September, and are always happy to entertain you any evening. Our next entry this evening is from the Diller Community Foundation and Endowment. We see here represented Betsy Ross stitching our first American flag as we see a representation of Birth of a Nation. And we thank our young Betsy Rosses for being in our parade this evening. Thank you so much. Oh, let's have some good time music. Who would not enjoy tunes from the Horseshoe Farmers Band? This band was organized in 1909 by a group of farmers living in the Horseshoe Creek area of Washington County. I do know a number of these young musicians, and we're delighted to have you come this evening to share your musical talents with us. Thank you. Definitely a blast from the past and memories for the future. Thank you. Next, we have the 1st Nebraska Volunteer Infantry. It is a modern-day reenactment unit that is dedicated to educating the public on the history of 1st Nebraska Regiment that served during the Civil War and other aspects of life during that period. Now, the original unit undertook many sacrifices and hardships during their service in the war. We honor their service through the reenactment and the living history demonstrations and their school presentations. So we thank them. Now, remember I talked about the cash? Don't forget, get your KUTT cash card. It's going to be available again after the parade. KUTT 99.5 is your official cash station. How far back do we want to blast? Let's go back to a dinosaur or two. Big Indian archers bring this entry to us tonight. Bet you didn't know there are dinosaurs in southeast Nebraska. All right, Doug, are or were? Are? For sure there are. Join us on the west side of the Big Indian Lake on the first weekend of each month for our 30D archery tournament. With the Big Indian Archers tonight are some of our youth bow donation future shooters. In the past 3 years, Big Indian Archers have donated 14 bows to our youth archers in southeastern Nebraska. So you can also enjoy the ultimate sport of archery. And I tell you, they have an indoor archery range in Odell, right on Main Street. It's upstairs in above the Odell Market. It's the coolest thing. Check it out if you're interested. Next, we are delighted to welcome from Beatrice Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury. Ah, a hybrid. Think green, think green. Probably not such a blast from the past. Maybe a hybrid car, a thought to the future. Great things go on in this area each year, and joining us, we have representatives from the summer reading program held here at the elementary building in Diller. This year's theme was Read Like a Rock Star. And joining us this evening are a number of the young rock stars. Come on, wait big, guys, wait big. You are rock stars. During our experiences, we had Ozzy Osbourne visit, we had Kiss, we had a real rock group from the Academy of Rock in Lincoln, Nebraska. It was awesome. And this evening's float is sponsored by the fundraisers. Next, we bring you Daisy Troop number 167, who has members from Diller, Odell, and Wymore. They have been organized for 2 years. They have many, many young, enthusiastic members. This year, the troop members were active, earning patches by participating in various activities like selling Girl Scout cookies, World Thinking Day, bingo, touring the post office, caroling, and recycling. And earlier this evening, the troop conducted their first bridging ceremony, promoting their older troop members to Brownies. Neat. What a great organization. Next, we have Rod Arthur and Jake Rudy with their livestock equipment sales. They have it all. Dog pens, gates of all sizes. They have continuous fence. They've got goat totes and cakes and feed box. And if we don't have it, we'll get it. And they also give discount prices compared to new. Primarily baling equipment, call Rod Arthur under the Diller Exchange or Jake Ruby under Odell. And hey, Nick, aren't you supposed to be waving? Come on, Nick and Cooper. Oh, okay. Yeah, much better. Gotta get in that parade. Gotta get in that parade thing and learn the way. Oh my. Talk about blasts from the past. Good friends are always bring good memories. And here we have this evening a 1938 Ellis Chalmers tractor driven by our friend Harold Bly. Next, we have a 1938 W.C. Ellis Chalmers tractor. And this is driven by Tyner Bly. And you are a grandson of Harold. And your grandpa is the owner. I think you're very lucky. Looks fun. Continues to bring us wonderful entries each year. And if you've been a part of the Diller Picnic Parade, you realize that as the years have gone by, he has continued to add new and wonderful entries to his collection. This one is a 1945 Model B tractor driven by Kylie Bly, grandson of Harold. And in the back seat is the father, Jeff Bly. Harold again is the owner. And his final entry is a 1950 W.D. Ellis Chalmers tractor. And it is driven by Dwayne Dinrich. Harold again is the owner, and we are pleased to see that with this entry we are promoting the Jefferson County Fair beginning on July 16th through the 19th. Okay, I gotta tell you, we are worried about the car seats we put our children in, the beds we put them in, the baby buggies we put them in. Only in rural America do you take little kids in and put them on the back of a sheep, slap the sheep in the rump and say, hang on! I always think that's so funny. We have all these safety things and then we go to a county fair and put them on a sheep. Go to the Jefferson County Fair, it happens, it's wonderful, lots of fun. Youth rodeo, roping contests, lots of good things. Next, We have an entry. We have here I got a shift here, guys. Yeah, all right. There we go. I'm so sorry. I needed to rewrite or reread here. Sorry, Alan. We are welcoming Alan Adams for State Line Digging of Odell, Nebraska. They do terrace tiling, ditch cleaning, tree removal, basement digging, tree shearing, and demolition work. They are a busy group, and this evening he is sharing with us the EZMT portable cattle feeder, a new venture of Alan. This revolutionary new feeder uses hydraulics to dump the feeder bottom to allow for easy cleanup. Very, very interesting. I know that you can contact them at AMK Solutions of Bremen, Kansas, or Odell, Nebraska. Alan Adam is the man to call. Keep it in mind. And now we have a 1966 Chevy convertible, driven by Cheryl Adams, and again representing State Line Digging. I would say if you are interested in that feeder that just went ahead of them, write the number down, because that's where you can learn about that brand new innovation. We've been talking tonight about good neighbors, and we do. Diller has great neighbors to the north, south, east, and west. And we are pleased right now to let you know about a group of enthusiastic volunteers who are supporting the growth, development, and maintenance of a wonderful community to our east, Odell. This is the Odell Area Community Enrichment Organization's entry. Some of their activities that they sponsor are the Run for Fun on Memorial Day. They have the Odell Block Party, which is on July 19th at 5 in downtown Odell, and everybody is invited. They hold a consignment sale, and that's coming up on September 20th. If you have anything you want to consign, or if you have anything you like to buy, mark it on your calendar. Hi, Jim. And of course, well known to everyone who loves craft shows, it is the 34th annual Odell Craft Show, which will be Saturday, November the 28th. They fill many a building with wonderful things for anyone to buy. So we thank our neighbors to the east and wish them continued success with their community development. We are delighted this evening to welcome our entry from the Cub Scouts. The Diller Odell Cub Scouts is Pack 222. Probably better than Pack 666, right? Yeah, I think that's a good thing, yeah. Sorry, guys. Back to a wonderful group. This organization is open to all boys, grades 1 through 5. And their activities include day camps with BB guns, bow and arrow, shooting. They do the Pine Car Derby, and I know that a number of their members did well this year in their Pinewood Derby cars. They have pack meetings, and it does give Jill Shale's number in Odell as a contact, but I know that we've got Christy Lindley there, and we've got Joy Shale. So if you have a young man in the Diller Odell area interested in this very fine organization, ask some questions, and I'm sure people will put you in contact. Continued success, gentlemen, with a very good organization. All right. Next, we have Diller Electric. This is more jump into the future than a blast from the past. We are delighted this evening to welcome owner Steve Behrens and smiling family member faces as they toss out candy to the crowd. Steve Behrens does electrical work within the area. His number is listed on his service truck. Please take note and know that fine services are provided when you make a call to the Diller Electric number. Speaking of neighbors to the east, I spoke earlier of the Old West Trail Center, and our next entry is from that very group. They are open on Sundays at 12:30 or by appointment. They have live guitar music on the 12th at the Old West Trail Center in Odell, doing a variety of other very fine programs in relationship to a blast from the past. So we encourage you to take note. Robin, do you guys have a website? They do. So Old West Trail Center, Odell, Nebraska, check the website. I'm sure they keep a running current schedule there for you, those of you who are interested. Next, we have the K Battery, 4th U.S. All Artillery, and 1st New York Light Artillery, Battery B. It's a cannon, guys. This cannon's an original 3-inch ordnance rifle. Reenactors are from Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri. Commanders for the Western Iowa Brigade is Mike Carr. And do you want to know, if you go tomorrow to the reenactment and they shoot that off, it makes smoke rings. I'm not telling a lie. It makes smoke rings. It is so cool, and it's noisy. It's awesome. Remember, tomorrow, 1 o'clock. But if you want to see it, go down on the candlelight tour at 8:30 tonight, and as they walk you through, perhaps they'll take some time and explain the cannon too. Way cool. But I don't think they'll be shooting it off, so you'll have to come back tomorrow. Welcome to Sutton Repair in Odell. Service of all cars and trucks. They have certified technicians, computer diagnostics, new tire sales, windshield replacements. We've gone there. They do good work, and it's good to have them in our parade tonight, and good to have them providing services within the area. Thank you to Sutton Repair. Somewhere over the rainbow. Does this bring back memories? Dorothy, we're not in Kansas anymore. You didn't know that, BJ? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Lyon. How sorry. We have our entry brought to us by Rolf's Transfer. The characters are our Lion, Tin Man, Dorothy, and Scarecrow. We have Danielle as Dorothy, Shannon as the Scarecrow, BJ as the Lion, and Brad as the Tin Man. Jolene Henneberg is our Dorothy on the float. Look at those lovely red slippers. Remember, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. A beautiful entry. Thank you to Rolf's Transfer. And next we have Food Feeds entry with David Bowie. A beautiful, beautiful animal coming through our parade, reminding us of the days when real horsepower meant real horses. Not something that I can remember, but perhaps a memory that some of you have. Beautiful, David. Thanks. Good to see you. All right. Wait a minute. How far back have we gone? It's the planet of the apes. Are you the Planet of the Apes? Can I have your autograph? Where's Charlton Heston? Oh, you've done him in? Well, you guys are the better actors anyway. Good to see you. Good to high five. Live on, Planet of the Apes. It was nice you brought your family with you too. Mr. and Mrs. Ape and Baby Ape. Good to have you. Next we have Anderson Seed Company. We got Kevin and Amy Reitman and Taylor and Austin. It's a shuttle 290 seed tender used to deliver seed. Times they haven't changed, guys. The shuttle 290 is also for sale at Anderson Seed. Also for sale at seeds of all types. And they also do custom seeding for you. You know, remember the days of going and getting your seed in paper bags. This is the trend now. So farming too has changed. All right, let's go back to the 50s, folks. It's Cindy's Hair Care, rockin' and rollin' 50s style. Music on our float tonight is by Dave Anderson. We've got some rockers, Karina Lotman, Ashley Vanover, Carson Abling, and of course we have Shelley Lotman, Michaela Bojack, and Cindy Lotman, and tossing out the candy. All right, Michaela, we are totally impressed.
Hey,
Roller skates.
we always have fun in Delaware, don't we? Oh, little score!
Action.
It's a blast from the past night in Delaware,
All right. Wait a minute. Who said the King of Rock was dead? Oh, okay. They tried out for the Shriners. The Shriners did not allow them to pass. Go. We wonder why. Let's see. Elvis is back and he's brought his brothers. It was Elvis, Irvin, Edward, I forget the rest. They were all E-names. The mother and father had a thing with E-names. We have Doug Lawman, Bob Carpenter, Sean Lawman, Jamie Hinneberg, John Abling, Sean Wears, and there might be one more in there. All right, definitely a blast from the past. They wanted to join the Shriners, but when they saw their driving, they didn't want them. Now, we have seen it all. Precision Elvises. A couple years ago, we had precision shopping carts. Okay. Mental note, don't try that at home. All right, just gotta go there. All right, and we are reminded by Lotman Carpenter Construction that we lay it right. Lotman Carpenter Construction does farm building pads, driveways, patios, sidewalks. You just call them for all your concrete needs. Oh, I like it on the back, say no to asphalt. You gotta know, these guys have poured more Walmart parking lots and floors for Walmart buildings than you can imagine. So I'm sure they'll do a fine job on your home driveway or sidewalk. They've had lots of practice. Oh, okay. We apparently have someone who is lost. Okay, no parking on Main Street. Okay. Oh no, it's them again. Oh God. All right. It's the free love. All right. Well, we'll just tolerate this bunch. It's smoke and RV hippie era. Well, thank goodness they're only smoking their meat and nothing else. Made hot dogs, not war. Grandpa D's hot dogs. CNC is celebrating their 15th anniversary this year. Hot dogs, man, not war. Hot dogs, man, not war. Is that your smoker? Are you guys smoking the dogs in that? Oh man, totally rad. It's the smoker. Dude, high five, dude. Dude. Wow, man. Wow. Yeah, you're at the Diller Picnic, dude. You know why now we have a no smoking thing going on? The poor man has no idea where he is. Wonderful, a portable smoking unit, how novel. Only at CNC would they come up with that one. Now we have a 1953 John Deere AR. The owner is Roger Stark, and Jared Werke is driving it through. All right, I tell this story every year, but I'm going to tell it again. I don't care. When I was a little girl, my dad farmed with John Deere, and they always said blocka, 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 blocka like this one, and it just does my heart good to hear these again. Next, we've got a 1951 John Deere A. Driver is Tyler Davis, and Roger Stark again is bringing this tractor to us. Aren't these great memories, guys? Little different sound than the tractors we heard last night. Our third entry is a 1953 John Deere 50. The owner is Kayla Black, and it is driven by Kayla. Cool, you go, girl. And next, a 1950 John Deere. Owner is Amanda Werke, and driver is Amanda with assistant. Really nice, guys. Thank you. We have neighbors all around, and we have neighbors to our south and to our east. This entry is from Lando Corporation of Marysville, Kansas, providing a variety of products which serve the Midwest as well as the United States. Here we see one of Lando's fine trailers as well as several of his forklift products. So we're delighted to have Lando Manufacturing entered in our parade this evening. Thank you so much. And there we have two future operators. All right, good to have you. You know, one of the fun things of summer is baseball. How communities turn out every summer evening for a baseball game. And we are delighted tonight to honor Diller Odell's B-Ball champions. They are the league champs. Way to go, guys. Good job. Give them a hand. Coach Larry Chambers and his team. A lot to be proud of. Way to go, guys. Next we have C Company, the 1st North Carolina Cavalry. We have Captain Sean Slocum riding kits and Sergeant Chris Slocum riding cricket. They are part of the reenactment. Again, we will not tell you anything more than the reenactment is tomorrow at 1. The candlelight tour is this evening at 8:30. A block to my east. Please be a part of that if you are interested. Next, we have a wonderful horse and buggy brought through our parade by Dee Split of Steel City. Again, talk about a blast from the past. Good neighbors from the Steel City area. Dee has had horses for many years, and I will tell you, it is not at all uncommon for you to be in the Steel City area and see Dee have his horses hooked up and giving them some experience pulling the buggies or the wagons. So Dee, thank you for coming this evening. Next, pulling the FFA float is Quinton Boljak. He is using a 1935 Formal F20 that was owned by Wayne Whitzel, Quinton's grandfather. It's now restored by Clint's dad, Marvin Boljak. And the FFA members say, remember the good times. We've got they show us all of the old wonderful tools that we've seen in the past, but will not be seen in the future. That is for certain. The era of farming has changed, and these young people, as they move into their agricultural careers, I'm sure will continue to see more and more changes. And now we have parade trekking, started April 1st. Oh my, not. They are a great hour. Call Larry for any of your needs. And speaking of champions, the Diller Powerlifters had a great year as well. Their team captured 2 Class B state titles this year. They had an awesome season. The girls team consisted of 3 freshmen, and the boys team consisted of 1 sophomore, 2 freshmen. They have their 2nd state title, and they were the co-ed team champions. The Griffins hope to recruit more lifters for next season, where they'll be competing and traveling to Lynch High School for their state meet. The boys Griffins team is coached by Monty Lopi, girls coached by Bridget Jones. Good luck, Griffin Powerlifters. Next, we have our entry from Bruna Implement. Finally, a red tractor. Thank you so much. And it's such a nice shiny red tractor too. Yeah, oh, it was washed and waxed just for tonight. Although most farmers keep their tractors washed and waxed, right? Not. All right, thank you, Bruna Implement. And now we have the Homestead Riders. We are delighted to welcome them and their entry this evening. I'm going to ask the riders, will we see you participating in any of the area fairs? Gage County, so you've got 1 more week to get ready for competition. We wish you all the very best of luck, and thank you for bringing your wonderful entries this evening. Dwayne Schroeder is bringing to us this evening a 1923 Model T. It was formerly owned by Harold Schroeder, father of Dwayne and great-grandfather of Shane, who is riding with Dwayne. Now, Diane, that's what a Model T is supposed to sound like. And that's the speed it runs at. John and Carol Carmichael of Wymore have brought to us this evening another blast from the past. Oh, this is something that comes back to my memory. A 1951 Funk conversion Ford tractor, a Ford 8N, and a 1949 8N with half tracks. I remember those. That's a memory. Thank you. Harlan Shonaway is the actress. has brought to us a 1938 Buick. A wonderful car. Certainly one worthy of royalty, I think, Carlin. Larry Bertiska of Lincoln has brought to us a 1959 Chevy pickup. Now that looks like fun. No, that looks like trouble. That's what that looks like. Yeah. Pauline's Catering of Beatrice is advertising there as well. And now, back from the mud drags, or perhaps still looking for the mud drags, is Dalton Rock with his mud drag truck, 1974 Ford F-150. Hey Dalton, how'd you do? Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You got 8th place, 6th place. Did you have fun? Any day a guy can go play in the mud with his toys, it's a good day. Good deal, Dalton. That's fun. Oh, hi guys. Are you still looking for a parking place? I hate to tell you, but your radiator's leaking. A little pepper in the radiator will just take care of that in no time. Yeah, just a moment. Oh, I hope that was water out of the radiator and not something out of something else. Woo! You know those RV vehicles, they do have all the homely comforts there. Next, we have a group of young people we are pleased to have in our community, the Soaring Eagles 4-H Club. Dogs deserve better rescue. This group of young people will be competing in the Jefferson County Fair next year, and we are delighted to have all of them and their sponsor, Carol Clark, come to our picnic tonight. Come party with the animals is what we're reminded to do next week at the Jefferson County Fair. By the way, good luck, kids, in all of your entries. Have a good time and stay safe. By the way, I need to announce if you lost a cell phone, I have a cell phone that was brought up here earlier. If you lost a cell phone or if someone speaks of it, I have it up here at the announcer's stand. Next, we have the Jefferson County Fair. We have Black's Percherons with Steve and Shirley Black of Fairbury. We are reminded to be a part of the Jefferson County Fair next week, the 16th through the 19th, and we're reminded of the draft horse and pony driving competition, which will be at 7:30 on the 16th, which is Thursday evening. Very good, very good. And is that located on the north end of the fairgrounds? Excellent. So individuals can go there. Is there a fee to attend? No fee. So if you enjoy this sort of event, or if you appreciate beautiful animals and excellent horsemanship, please check it out on the 16th. We have friends we recognize from the Steel City area who also brought an entry. Hi, Rick. Good to see you. And you know what, guys? With that, we are done. So you know what? Anybody want some watermelon? How about some free watermelon? If you would like some free watermelon, head down to the park where the magician will be in 15 minutes. And the Homestead Private Organization is giving away free watermelon. So, don't forget, free watermelon in the park, food at the Opera House, food across the street, food on the picnic grounds, and stuff to drink in between. Don't forget the beer garden supporting the Diller Firemen. With that, we are delighted to have you back again this year. We look forward to welcoming you next year. Have a good time. Stay safe, and we'll see you back next